Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. It's not often that the world gets a glimpse into the private decisions of celebrity couples, but sometimes those moments reveal more about human relationships than any headline or tabloid story ever could. One such story revolves around Alexia Umansky and her husband, Jake Zingerman, whose relationship has recently captured attention for reasons many would find unusual. Specifically, Jake made headlines not for what he did, but for something he returned twice, no less his wedding ring. While on the surface, the idea of returning a wedding ring might seem shocking or even emblematic of marital discord, Jake has explained that his actions were deeply personal, rooted in his beliefs, emotions, and the unique dynamic between him and Alexia. Jake's decision to return the ring is not a simple tale of conflict or regret. In his own words, the first time he returned the ring, it wasn't because of a lack of love or commitment. Rather, it was a reflection of a period in his life when he felt that the traditional symbolism of the ring didn't fully capture the depth of his relationship with Alexia. He wanted their marriage to exist beyond material symbols, and in that moment, handing the ring back was a way for him to honor a different kind of commitment, one that was more about intention and presence than about jewelry or outward appearances. To outsiders, it might have seemed counterintuitive, even confusing, but for Jake, it was an expression of sincerity. It was his way of saying that their connection didn't need validation from gold or diamonds. It needed authenticity, attention, and shared experience. The story becomes even more complex when considering why he returned it a second time. The first return was emotional, introspective, and private. The second was intentional, reflective, and almost philosophical in its nature. Jake has shared that the second time he returned the ring, it was not an impulsive decision, nor was it spurred by external pressure. Instead, it was a response to evolving personal realizations about marriage, partnership, and what he truly values in a lifelong commitment. He wanted to communicate to Alexia that the ring itself could not define their bond, that their love was measured not by symbols but by actions, understanding, and mutual respect. Jake has spoken candidly about the societal expectations surrounding marriage and how those expectations sometimes conflict with personal truths. Many people grow up with the idea that a wedding ring represents everything about a partnership: love, fidelity, permanence, but for Jake, these qualities existed in their relationship in ways that transcended any physical object. Returning the ring became a way to challenge conventional thinking, not as an act of rebellion, but as an affirmation of what he and Alexia truly share. He has described it as a conversation that needed to happen, an unspoken agreement that love can be expressed in many forms, and that sometimes letting go of the expected can strengthen the actual. Interestingly, this decision also opened up new conversations between Jake and Alexia, conversations that many couples might shy away from. Returning a wedding ring, even once, can be a moment of tension, yet it became a catalyst for deeper understanding between them. They discussed what marriage meant on their terms, what symbols mattered, and what mattered more, the visible token or the lived reality. According to Jake, Alexia responded not with anger or judgment, but with curiosity, empathy, and a willingness to explore the nuances of their partnership. That mutual willingness to communicate and reflect is, in Jake's view, what ultimately defines a successful marriage. The ring, while important in the traditional sense, became secondary to the dialogue it sparked. He has also emphasized that the act of returning the ring twice is often misinterpreted by the public. People assume that a returned ring signals a breakup or regret, but in his case, it was the opposite. It was a deliberate choice to reaffirm their bond in a different, more profound way. By stepping outside the usual narrative, Jake aimed to highlight that love is not static, that commitment is not confined to a piece of jewelry, and that partnership thrives when both parties are willing to continuously evaluate and express their intentions. In a world where celebrity relationships are frequently scrutinized and simplified into soundbites, his perspective challenges the audience to think more deeply about the meaning of commitment. Jake has reflected extensively on the emotional weight of this decision. Returning a wedding ring is not a casual act. It carries layers of significance, from the personal and private to the symbolic and public. The first time, it was about introspection and understanding himself. The second time, It was about reinforcing his values and articulating what he believes to be the core of their marriage. Both instances required courage, vulnerability, and honesty, qualities that Jake believes are indispensable in any strong partnership. The story of these two returns is, therefore, not a story of indecision but of deliberate clarity, a conscious choice to engage with the meaning of commitment beyond the surface level. He has also discussed the reactions from friends, family, and the public, acknowledging that people often struggle to understand unconventional expressions of love. For many, the wedding ring is the ultimate symbol of fidelity, devotion, and permanence, and removing it even temporarily can be shocking. Yet Jake maintains that the reactions, whether supportive or confused, do not diminish the authenticity of his actions. Instead, they highlight how deeply embedded cultural narratives shape our understanding of relationships. By returning the ring twice, Jake intentionally invites reflection on these narratives, prompting people to consider how love can exist outside rigid structures and expectations. Throughout his explanation, Jake has emphasized that his actions were never about diminishing Alexia's role in their marriage. On the contrary, he sees the act as a tribute to her. By returning the ring, he is acknowledging that their connection is not defined by possessions or appearances. It is a daily practice, a mutual effort, and an ongoing conversation. The ring, while meaningful, is secondary to the life they build together, the experiences they share, and the understanding they cultivate. His perspective reframes the narrative from one of material loss to one of emotional gain, from public spectacle to private growth. This experience has sparked a broader dialogue about marriage and symbolism in the digital age. Many couples are now exploring ways to express commitment that go beyond traditional rituals or items. Jake and Alexia's story resonates with those who feel that love cannot always be captured by conventional markers. The decision to return the ring twice is a case study in intentional living, demonstrating that relationships thrive when partners engage thoughtfully and authentically with each other's values. In this sense, Jake's explanation is as much a philosophical reflection as it is a personal confession. Moreover, Jake has shared that the act of returning the ring encouraged him and Alexia to reflect on gratitude, appreciation, and intentionality. By temporarily removing a symbol of commitment, they were forced to articulate what truly matters, to express verbally what might otherwise have gone unspoken. This clarity, he argues, has strengthened their marriage in ways that no ring ever could. The experience is a reminder that symbols are only meaningful if they reflect genuine emotion and consistent action, and that sometimes stepping back from tradition can create space for deeper understanding. Jake also addresses the potential misconception that returning the ring implies a lack of stability or permanence. He stresses that stability comes not from adherence to external expectations, but from shared values, mutual respect, and the ability to navigate challenges together. The returns were, in fact, affirmations of commitment, showing that they are willing to confront discomfort, question norms, and prioritize the essence of their relationship over societal assumptions. In doing so, he encourages others to rethink how they express devotion, challenging the notion that a ring or any other object can fully encapsulate the depth of a partnership. In reflecting on the entire experience, Jake conveys a message that resonates well beyond celebrity culture. He invites the audience to consider the layers of meaning in their own relationships, to recognize that commitment is dynamic, and to understand that love often requires courage, communication, and self-awareness. Returning a wedding ring twice, from this perspective, is less about the object itself and more about the intentions it represents, the conversations it sparks, and the clarity it brings. It is a lesson in authenticity, a reminder that relationships are living entities that require thought, attention, and continual re-examination. Finally, Jake concludes by reaffirming his love for Alexia and the unique strength of their partnership. The act of returning the ring once or twice has not diminished their bond. It has reinforced it. By choosing to act in alignment with their values, they have created a model of commitment that prioritizes understanding, empathy, and intentionality over appearance. For Jake, the story of the wedding ring is ultimately a story of love expressed thoughtfully, courageously, and uniquely a love that exists far beyond the boundaries of tradition or expectation. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.